Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin. I'm an author and speaker. And welcome to my new series on twin flame channeled messages with angelic guidance. And this is the fourth episode of this series. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. So, if you have not yet noticed, my voice is not as normal. I'm getting over a cold, pretty significant head cold versus chest cold. So I still sound fairly congested. I do excuse myself for that, but I did need to get this out since I had channeled this message late last week and did not get to the channeling because of my voice, because of losing my voice and the bit of head cold, and I decided, hey, I gotta get this out. So here I am recording this. The message that came through, and I'm going to read it in a minute. For those of you that are new to the channeled messages, what I do is prior to recording, I sit down, have a conversation with angelic guidance, and I write things down. So the format you're about to hear is a letter format, where I formally write a letter to my angels and wait and listen for the response. And so you will hear the back and forth, and that is what that is. It's already written down. And after I read the channeled message, then I give a commentary on my interpretation, what I feel they meant in more layman's terms, if you will, because if you have listened to the 3 previous channelings, the angels can be a little bit encoded, and they try to give examples, but it can be a little bit abstract. And this channeling is no different. It is rather abstract. I will say that right off the bat. It seems to be getting a little bit more encoded while being direct, but still a little bit out there. So my job with you guys is to bring it down to earth a little bit. And after the reading format of the channeling, I will go ahead and interpret what I was feeling as I was receiving these messages and what I feel the greater messages for the Twin Flame Collective. So with no further ado, here is the channeled message from Angelic Guidance. Dear angels, what do you have to share with the Twin Flame Collective this week? What messages must I share with them? Things are moving and grooving, as you say, and they are being seriously shaken up. Many are feeling upset, turmoil, and pain, and it is because of this shakeup. Dear angels, can you please elaborate on this? What does this mean exactly for the Twin Flame Collective? Imagine you are on a boat all together. It's a huge boat, and there is a storm, a severe storm. The boat is tossing people this way and that. Some will be thrown overboard. Some will make it to dry land, and some won't. This is what is happening in the collective currently. Dear angels, I think I can understand the metaphor better. What does this mean, and why is this happening? Only the strong will survive this storm. We need those who are committed to the journey. This shakeup is necessary to set things straight. There are those who are pretending to be here and those who are actually here. We must sift through the riffraff. We must sift through those who are not serious and committed. Dear angels, thank you. And again, I ask you why you must sift through those in the collective. What is the purpose of this, and why now? We are entering a time where only the purest of heart can survive. Those who are pretending cannot be here on this journey. Many have fallen away. Many more will. The sifting process is necessary. It is a judge of character. You've chosen, and others have chosen, but not all will choose. Dear angels, I understand. There are many who no longer believe in the twin flame journey, or maybe only half believed. And again, there are others who give false information about the twin flame journey that deters others from the path. Are you speaking about these people? These and others, dear one. We need the highest and most elite. We say this with the utmost respect. Spiritual warriors. You cannot be a spiritual warrior while having one foot out the door. It just doesn't work. Twin flames, by design, are meant to be together. The work is designed to be fulfilled as one. Many cannot grasp this concept, and they are hurting the collective by giving information out of fear. Dear angels, but why now? Many have been on this path for years. Why is this moment in time so important? Other souls await entry. The path must be pure. The zipper effect, as you put it, must start to occur. There is too much garbage in the path. Imagine having to zip up a zipper and having lint or broken teeth of the zipper getting in your way. You know how frustrating that can be. The frustration many twin flames have today is a result of the collective being polluted by those who refuse to believe and have faith. They are caught up in ego and preventing others from enjoying the full zipper effect. Dear angels, so in other words, you are saying that this is a purging of those who are not committed? Exactly. Dear angels, that certainly is interesting. Is that why so many of us are experiencing extreme physical symptoms? Is it a result of what is happening in the collective? Physical symptoms can be a result of not surrendering to the process. Resistance is what causes these. The more you succumb to the creative flow of what is, the more you will experience wellness in the body. In other words, you feel the changes coming, but you resist them. That causes much discomfort and pain in the body. The more you allow your body to heal and move through the ascension process, the less you will feel in the way of discomfort. Dear angels, that makes total sense. Another question I know that twin flames who listen will have is the following. As this great shakeup is happening, will twin flame divine masculines who may not be committed to the path in full faith be thrown off the boat? In quotations, angels smile here. You must think of tethering here, dear one. You already know this. Twin souls are tethered together, so that if one part of the twin soul is committed to the journey, both shall be committed. Therefore, if you are committed, you save, insert quotes, the soul of your divine counterpart. Do not worry about that, dear one. Dear angels, you are correct. I already knew that based on the three-legged race example you gave a few weeks ago. But that was for those who hadn't gotten this information. Dear angels, is there anything else you would like to express to the Twin Flame Collective now? Do not forget to have fun. Life is all about enjoyment. Make sure you enjoy everything you do when you do it. Even the most arduous task can be enjoyed. We see that the most spiritual among you can take your lives way too seriously, and this is not good. We can see the road ahead. Your lives are to be lived and lived full of joy. Make a commitment to your journey, but also make a commitment to joy. Joy can be found everywhere. We are sorrowful when we see that humans lack joy. Dear angels, that is good advice. Anything else that you would like to share? Stay awake. Many are falling back asleep after being awake. Alertness and awakeness are needed now. Dear angels, thank you for that. Okay, so where are we at here? We just heard strange message I found. I found it was a little bit on the strange side because after all of this time and all of the dedication and all of the work, we come to a point at which, according to angelic guidance, there is this sifting process, if you will. And the sifting process, as they explained, is just to sort out in a way twin flames who are really serious about the journey and they're committed to the journey and they're faithful to the journey, and those who are half in it. Or even worse than being half in it, are just like misguiding other people. They're misguiding other twin flames. They're putting fear into the twin flame journey, and the angels were saying that that is actually not what is needed. What is needed is full faith. The imagery that I got while I was channeling this message was, it's really weird. So I'm going to try to explain it to you. I know, like, if you can picture this. So picture an enormous ship, like the old-timey ships that you used to see in movies, ships of immigrants perhaps being transported from one country to another country, but like enormous ships. And on this ship, on the deck of the ship, the imagery I was getting was divine feminines on one side, divine masculines on the opposite side of the ship. The ship is kind of being tossed about in this storm. And at one point, the ship like tilts to the right. And as it tilts to the right, the side with the divine feminines, like they're sliding toward their divine masculines when they almost get there. So like you're like a few inches within reach with your divine masculine. Then all of a sudden the storm, hits another wave, and then the ship is tilted to the left, where now the divine feminines are having to like scoot back because they lose their footing, and divine masculines are moving toward the divine feminines, and you're just inches from touching, inches away. And then swoop, the ship turns again. And it's kind of like this teeter-totter back and forth where reunion is so close, the touching is so close, the union between the two souls is so close in the physical. And yet, what is happening now is this storm, this upheaval, this sorting, this sifting through the twin flame collective is causing those who are really super close to reunion to just touch reunion just barely and then be tossed about again. In some ways, I do not feel that this is a testimony to the individual twin souls who are nearing physical reunion. I sincerely don't feel it is that. I feel it is a testimony to the energy of the entire collective, wherein there needs to be this purging of those who are no longer committed at all. Like, they've checked out. They're done. They're not going to do this in this lifetime. And believe me, they have the free will choice to do so. It has been said time and time again from angelic guidance that I have gotten since 2019. And I will try to find the videos that I produced. There was one called the Twin Flame Matrix. There was another one early 2020 that I produced. I will try to find it and repost it. But time and time and time again, I've received these messages that there will be this free will choice where twin flames can actually choose. Now, the interesting piece is that the messages that I got prior is that most twin flames who will choose to abandon the journey and not carry forward have already chosen that. They've already chosen it, and they've known that they've chosen that path. They've been fully aware that they've chosen that path. So it's not going to come as a great surprise to those who have made the decision to actually abandon the journey. It's really not going to come as a great surprise. It's going to come as a like, oh, well, I kind of knew this anyway. And I feel that in a way, until this purging is done, until this sifting is done, there will be many twin flame couples who will be nearing reunion, touching, kind of almost touching hands, like that visual that I outlined with the boat tilting to the left and to the right, with divine masculines and divine feminines like sliding within inches of each other and then being thrown into the opposite side. I just feel that this is what is going to be happening in the coming weeks and perhaps even coming months. And I must repeat to you that it's not a testimony to your individual journeys. It's just what's happening in the general collective. And the angels assured me through that channeling that once that purge is done, once those who have abandoned the journey, those who have been half-heartedly in the journey and not really having faith or any faith or not full faith, once they've abandoned and just let go and have been purged from the collective, then it will create a greater amount of purity for the rest of the collective to continue with that zipper effect. Now, the zipper effect is something that I spoke about in several videos, probably around 2020 to 2021, and maybe in late 2019 as well. This imagery was also given to me by angelic guidance a while back. And the imagery was that if one twin flame couple comes into physical union, it's like the teeth of a zipper, of one rung of the zipper that is coming together. And if you've ever zippered anything, especially a jacket, for example, you know that the first few rungs of the zipper can sometimes be a little bit challenging to zip up, especially if the zipper's old. But once you've zipped that zipper about halfway, it typically becomes a lot easier to zip it all the way up. So the imagery there is that once those who are not committed to the journey, half committed, or even gone to the opposite extreme, those who are speaking against the twin flame journey, are eliminated from the collective, then the zipper effect will just have a lot easier time of taking place. So what does that mean? It means that when we reach some sort of critical mass of twin flames coming together in the physical union in the collective, it'll just make it an easier pathway for other twin flames to come together in the collective and physical union. And so that is what that zipper effect is about. And finally, the message that I got about twin flames, and I must reiterate this because I know that this might trigger some of you. The message is that if your twin flame, divine masculine, is not in full faith, is not on board 100%, or has even denied that they are on the twin flame journey, rest assured, if you, as their divine counterpart, is fully committed to the journey and has full faith in the journey, then your twin flame divine counterpart will be dragged along, if you will, because you guys are tethered souls. I don't know if you have been feeling the pressure, the tension, the weariness of this piece in the journey, but I certainly have felt it. I have felt the weariness. I have felt the drain. I have felt the frustration of the almost union and then being pulled back as the boat tips in the opposite direction. And it can be fatiguing. It's tiring. It's tiring when you're feeling the storm all around you and you're just trying to stay afloat on the boat. And it's hard because if you've ever tried to stay stable in very stormy waters, it takes a much greater effort just to stay where you're at, just to stay stable. And I feel like the more of us in this collective, and I'm going to call you to this, the more of us in this collective that can stay stable where you're at on your twin flame journey right now, not going backwards, not necessarily going forwards, but just staying where you're at, it will really help the collective to stay where they are at as well. So we don't have to backtrack. We don't have to lose ground. We don't have to lose our footing. So that when the storm has finally calmed, we can pick ourselves back up off the ground again and continue to move forward. So I really feel that this period of time, whether it lasts a week, whether it lasts 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month, this period of time for the Twin Flame Collective is for us to remain stable in what we have already worked toward. And I feel that that is a really good reminder for myself. And hopefully it is a reminder for you as well. That sometimes it's just not possible to move forward. And when it's not possible to move forward, standing still is a better option than moving backward. So let's, as a collective, not move backward. If we need to stand still, so be it. And let's wait this out. Let's wait out the storm. Because as the angels mentioned, there are new souls that want to come forward into this journey, and they need to come forward in purity. And perhaps it is because the newly awakened twin souls coming forward do not need to move through the obstacles and roadblocks that we as a collective have had to move through. And while that might not sound fair or equitable, perhaps that's just the way things need to be. So think about where you are at on your twin flame journey personally. And think about how you can just stay in the present moment, stay stable in where you've come to on your personal growth, on your twin flame journey, knowing that there will be a time to move forward. But since now doesn't appear to be that time, let's all try not to move backward. And that in and of itself, I think, will help the entire collective. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. Thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with other twin flames. Thank you so much for your support of my YouTube channel. You can buy a book or 2 or 3. You can join a boot camp or meditation course. You can also join my group coaching. The link is below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.